tryna get the cheddar. My radical dilemma is a bit of a problema. My people like whatever, tryna get the cheddar. Get the cheddar, get the cheddar. My people like whatever, tryna get the cheddar.
Hello, good evening. Are you feeling content? Is there food on your table? A room to rent? Is your family well? Are you keeping up with your health? Overall, are you happy with the hand you was dealt? What enjoy your relative comfort and that spell that you're under. Time for rude awakening. Life is about to change, and if you ain't ready, then you accepting slavery. We all move at a different pace, but I ain't don't wait for change. No bucket, no tin cup, no begging for mere crumbs, no selling for less than what's needed for living. These times of depression, recession ain't what we in. Repression and passive consumption's what we feeding the kids. Stay quiet and listen, boy, we've been hearing that same thing since Columbus landed. They had the Indians enslaved. We need to break them chains, can't make the same mistakes. How we gon' make that change is the dilemma that we face. Cause
my radical dilemma is a bit of a problema. My people like whatever, tryna get the cheddar. Get the cheddar, get the cheddar. My people like whatever, tryna get the cheddar.
Does every artist have a responsibility to address these issues?
Artists don't got a responsibility. I mean, I don't know if it's responsibility is the right word. I think.
I mean, to us, this is about speaking your reality. Hip hop is about speaking your story. You know what I'm saying? And our story's been that. We the second generation political refugees, and we weren't rapping about it. We'd be fronting on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's who we are. You
Tell your story.
And I think that, and that's why I think it don't have to be specifically, you know, for the police or, you know, let's talk about gentrification or isms and this and that. Like, I think when your existence, like our family, our Palestinian family say, existence is resistance. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so for us, there's an element where claiming your space and your identity and your community, that's revolutionary in and of itself. Now, beyond that, if you're talking about real people power and building and revolution, then it's got to be work behind that too. You can't just make pretty songs, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you were saying, it's not it ends up being a blurry. It's not just arts and music and then activism is a separate thing. It becomes one. It's about how you're living.
La Patrulla, is that how you say it?
Yeah, La Patrulla.
There we go. I'm back on track now. All right, so yeah, your video La Patrulla, you said they got taken down by MTV.
No.
MTV put it on.
Put it on. Because what it was, it's funny because I feel like that channel is not even around anymore. So MTV Iggy, one of like the sub MTV, whatever, MTVs, they named us the Artist of the Week, right? And so our video, I think like, it had like 10,000 views. The views accelerated like mad quick from like 10 to like 25, 30,000. Like in like a 5-day period. Yeah. And so then we like, oh, all right, that's what's up. You know what I mean? The video doing well. Now we have other videos that have done that well as well. So it wasn't like a first time situation. You know what I mean? And out of nowhere, YouTube took it down and sent us an email like, yo, we've detected like we think you guys are using like a robot generator,
like malware,
because of the way that it's sped up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hey, you should tell them to let you see what's up. Yeah.
Moving
the
operation.
Yo, we can move this table real quick.
Let's do it all together.
They got it on wheels.
Oh, it is on wheels.
Yeah. Entre el Danny and Ella, they do. My bad, my G.
Oh, you good, yeah, what were you saying?
I'm sorry, you had
No, I think because you explained the video
about La Patrulla, right? So MTV took it down. I'm sorry, I'm lying to you. YouTube took it down.
Okay, YouTube took it down.
And they were like that it was like a robot generator or whatever. And that was it. So we basically like lost all the views and had to put it back up. Yeah. But it wasn't nothing like, you know, we've had situations like, for example, when we put out our, for May Day last year, we put out our Which Side Are You On remix. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like we had, you couldn't share the link on Instagram. You know, and I'm getting my phone blown up. Like people are like screenshotting like the part that tells them like, yo, you can't post. You know, so I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm not like a conspiracy theorist, I keep moving, but I do know that we've had a lot of our projects messed with. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess you think the internet probably isn't as democratizing as people play it as?
Well, they're making an attempt. I mean, the entities that control the infrastructure of the internet have obviously made a play to
control it.
To control it. But, you know, it remains to be seen, the power that it will have in terms of being able to create democratic, you know what I'm saying, institutions.
But yeah, infusing your heritage, your Latin culture into your music. Do you do that all the time with every song, or do you try to do that with every project? Do you see that as a responsibility to bring that heritage into your music?
I mean, it's already there, you know what I'm saying? And any, whether it's the clave or certain instruments or certain rhythms, you know what I'm saying? Just the fact that we talking about the drum is a connection to Africa, and just when we talking about, you know, so to us, like I said, hip hop is, you know what I'm saying, is a continuation of a long legacy of resistance music, you know what I mean? And when we talk about America, we talking not just about the United States, we talking about the Americas, you feel me? And the fact that there's been entire nations displaced, entire peoples who've been, you know, who had genocide committed on them, and that's the history of this continent. And then we displace peoples within the empire, you feel me? So I think that all of the culture that comes with that, like I said, whether it's clave, whether it's different instruments, whether it's the drums, whether it's the rhythms, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the flow, that's part of who we are.
And also, like, I think that it's, you know, the same way, for example, you know, artists before was sampling their parents' records, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If their parents had funk records and stuff like that. You know, G, a lot of folks don't know, but G produces Rebel Diaz. This is like we a two-man squad. We have people that we collaborate with, but I would say 90% of our music is produced by G.
Wow.
And so a lot of, you know what I mean? So while other folks maybe were sampling Earth, Wind and Fire, or you know what I'm saying, James Brown and stuff like that, we sampling, you know, La Nueva Canción, and like artists like G's name, Victor Jara, Inti Limani, Silvio Rodriguez. So we, you know, there's definitely influences, you know what I mean, that come into that. But overall, like G says, at the end of the day, hip hop is that drum, you know what I mean? That's Africa, so.
Absolutely. So I love that too about your music. I remember hearing about your story that happened with the Arts Collective in New York, and it's just kind of funny because I was like, damn, I was like really resonate with me, which is what you guys were doing out there. Like now I get to meet you, but which is like real cool. But anyway, so like I started a music program back in Columbus. I don't have the space or anything. But what happened with the Arts Collective, it brings a question to my mind is, you know, how important is space to be yourself and to create art?
Oh, man.
I mean, yeah, you pay space at all times. For, like I said, when we talking about, you know, when hip hop first came out, as a culture, it was about taking public space. It was about, you know, the park jams in the Bronx in the '70s. You didn't get an assembly permit or you know, a sound permit from the police or the local police captain. You ain't even you know, get a generator. You took the electricity straight from the city light pole. You know, so the idea of taking that physical space, for sure, you know what I mean, is especially now in the era when that physical space has become, you know what I'm saying, criminalized. You can't even be outside, you know, in certain neighborhoods without getting stopped by the police. And that's in Chicago, specifically here, you know, a city that has a history of the gang injunction laws and, you know, anti-gang loitering laws and all that in the 90s that now have manifested themselves in different ways, where they're using social media and, you know what I'm saying, different other forms of social control, you feel me? So for us, definitely space is physical space, you know what I'm saying, and also space in the media. Like we talking about the internet and how, you know, the companies that own the infrastructure of the internet want to control it more and make it less democratic. So it's our fight also to reclaim space digitally in terms of the media we putting out, in terms of how we putting out, how we presenting it to our people, and speaking to our people, to a certain audience that can, you know what I'm saying, resonate with them. That's media that's speaking stories about their real lives.
And how would you guys, in closing here, how would you guys inspire somebody who wants to change something in society but then doesn't know how or feels apathetic? Like, how do you motivate the people, the masses, or just that person to get out there and change something?
You gotta just do it. Everybody has something to offer. You know what I mean? Everybody in your community counts. You know? I tell a story like we have, when we were building our collective space, there was folks that we, you know, didn't think we'd be able to help us. And next thing you know, you got unemployed carpenters that you ain't even know on your block coming and helping. Unemployed electricians, you know what I mean? Graffiti artists that don't know how to do electricity, don't know how to do plumbing, but they'll paint your walls and make them into beautiful galleries made by the people. You know, and I say that because we learned that lesson. We didn't have no nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? It was about 20 of us that just had ideas, energy, and certain skill sets that all came together to create that.
So it's just the idea that you need
to create that.
So it's just the idea that you need.
And so I think that, like, you know, I think that that politically we just gotta build as communities, and I think that like we define really what success is. You know what I'm saying? Success isn't leaving the hood and joining the system. You know what I mean? It's staying in our hoods and building it from within. And I think that like ultimately, if we're really talking about social change and building, like we can't really start looking at like this huge, you know what I'm saying, like impossible thing. Like I feel like a lot of times the revolution is right in front of you, you just don't even see it. You know? Like when the Young Lords came out in New York, you know, they were a revolutionary organization that, you know, fought for community power and Puerto Rican independence. But what did they? How did they get into the community? They started helping them pick up garbage because it was a garbage problem. The same way the Panthers put up their own stop sign. You know what I mean? So it's the idea of also like seeing that power. When you say power to the people, since we had a power, I'm not gonna wait for a councilman or alderman to come put that light up. We're gonna put the light up ourselves. There was a need for breakfast programs. They started doing breakfast. Why do we have free breakfast today? Because the Panthers started doing a breakfast program. Right. You know? So it's like you can cause change. And I think that ultimately, who knows? The empire, capitalism, neoliberalism, all that is super strong because they've been planning this 20 years ahead. So I think that really, if we're talking about, you know what I mean, that change, plant the seeds now. You know what I mean? No, for sure. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you
for having
us on the show, for sure.
Appreciate it, guys.
For sure.
Activist Arts, subscribe, get it.
I'm the God bless America hat on the street vendor. The dream deferred is stamped and it says return to sender. Remember it's December and it's cold in the winter. Your fam is far away, you tell your daughter you miss her. You work 15 hours, no break or a pause. And employers pay wages that should break the laws. The police and immigration may show up any minute, but you put it on the line to feed your family, your children. The reason that you left was cause living was unbearable. The cops was corrupt and conditions were terrible.